Okay, here we go, guys. We're going to learn how to multiply two binomials that are not conjugates by doing it all in our brain by using the FOIL method. First problem we're going to have is you got to make sure you understand whether or not binomials are conjugates. So let's look. I have 4c plus 7, c minus 7. Now, most people will think those are conjugates, those binomials, but they're not. Even though we have a plus and a minus, all the terms have to be the same to be conjugates. Even though they both have the last term being 7, this binomial has a 4c for the first term. This binomial has a c for the first term, so these are not conjugates. So to multiply these two binomials by the shortcut, we're going to have to do FOIL. Multiply the first, the outer, the inner, the last. This is just a cool word to remember which term to distribute with which term. Now I have a great way of knowing whether or not you did FOIL correctly. If you do FOIL correctly, you should be able to draw a smiley face up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a marker and I'm going to put some eyeballs above the plus and the minus, okay, to make it look realistic. If we do FOIL correctly, this should come out to be a smiley face. So what does F stand for? It stands for who's first. Who is first is the 4c in this parentheses and the c in this parentheses. And that should make the man's eyebrow. So we're going to multiply in our head 4c times c. Well, that's 4 times 1 is 4. C times c is c squared. So the first term is 4c squared. Then we're going to do O outers. Outers are the two outer terms of the parentheses. The outers should make the man smile. The outers are the 4c times the negative 7. So that will make his mouth. Watch your signs. 4c times negative 7. A positive times a negative is a negative. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 with a c would make a negative 28c. Okay? I's stands for the word inners. Inners would be the two inner terms in the parentheses. That's going to make the little man's nose. So there are your I's, your inners. Positive 7 times c is positive 7c. And obviously we already talked about this before with conjugates. Last are the last two terms in the parentheses. That is usually the constants. The last would be the positive 7 times the negative 7, which makes the man's other eyebrow. So positive times a negative is a negative. 7 times 7 is 49. So every time you multiply two binomials that are not conjugates, you should get 4 terms. And if you look, eyebrow, mouth, nose, eyebrow. That means you've done it correctly. You've distributed the terms correctly. Now, when you do FOIL, 99% of the time, the outers and the inners are like terms, which means you put them together. Remember, now there is no set of parentheses, so we're not multiplying, we're either adding or subtracting. So we'll bring our 4c squared down, negative 28c plus 7c, signs are different, we'll subtract, so we will get negative 21c and bring down our constant, negative 49. Is our answer in the correct descending order? Yes, it is. We've done it correctly. See how easy FOIL is? Let's try one more quickly. So I have 2x plus y, 3x minus 5y. Two terms, two terms. A binomial times a binomial. They're not conjugates, even though the middle symbol is different, because they do not have the same terms. So we're going to do the FOIL method. If you like, put your eyeballs up there and then follow along. First is his eyebrow. 2x times 3x, 6x squared. Outers is the mouth. 2x times negative 5y. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. X times y is xy. Inners is the nose. Positive y times 3x would be positive 3xy. Remember, you could write yx. Yx and xy are connected by multiplication, so they mean the same thing. So I'll write it in alphabetical order, xy. Last is his other eyebrow, positive y times negative 5y. A positive times a negative is a negative, and that would be 5, and y times y till the day you die is y squared. If you look, 4 terms. What do you notice again about the outers and the inners? They're alike. They both have an xy. So we'll put them together. A -10 and a +3 are different signs, so we'll subtract, and we will get -7xy in the middle. We'll bring down our 6x squared. We'll bring down our -5y squared. So that trinomial is 6x squared minus 7xy minus 5y squared. In this trinomial, because we have 2 variables, an x and a y, order doesn't matter. We're going to leave it in this order. So the moral of the story is to multiply 2 binomials that are not conjugates, you need to learn the FOIL method, the shortcut. That is used a lot in higher math. Even though vertically will always work for multiplying, this is the quick way, and 9 times out of 10 in a higher math class, that's what you're going to see happening. Everybody do the FOIL method. Last thing, FOIL is not a fancy word for anything more than distributing. Who, what term to multiply to what term. Okay, we're done with multiplication. Next video, here comes division.